Hey, I'm Carl with Apt, and this is the new GoPro HERO5 Session. This is the newest GoPro product that we have here for 2016, and we're really excited to test it out, see what's new, see the improvements they've made over the old Session camera. As you can see here, it comes with a few accessories in the box. You get this USB cable, it's a USB-C cable, and then you also going to get the low profile mount already attached to the camera. So that comes attached to the camera right out of the box. Then you also have a flat mount with adhesive on the bottom and a curved mount with adhesive on the bottom. So you get a lot of things to help you get started off without needing to go out and buy extra accessories right away. So let's start off with the looks. The two cameras, the HERO5 Session and the previous generation of the Session, look almost identical. The only things I was able to find that were different were the orientations of the USB cable inputs, and there were some new icons that showed up on the display because of the new features on the 5. It's also important to remember that the 5 uses a USB-C port instead of a micro USB. So if you have an old micro USB cable that you want to use on this new one, can't do it, but at least they give you that in the box. They both have the same kind of rubberized texture for the casing, and all the buttons are in the same spot. So you've got the record button on the top, you've got a button on the back to access the menus, along with a little release button on the side so you can access the USB-C slot and the memory card input. The battery also remained the same, so you get a 1000 milliamp hour battery, which is pretty good, I think, for a small camera, and it charges to 100% in about 2 hours. So that's great. You get a nice fast recharge time after you're done using the battery up. Recording times are going to vary based on what features you're using, but they'll be pretty similar to the original Session. The HERO5 Session is going to feel very familiar to anyone really moving from the original to this one. So you're going to be able to use all the same accessories. So if you've invested in a bunch of different mounts for your original Session, you don't need to worry. Those are all going to work on this new camera as well. So now we'll talk a little bit about some of the new and upgraded features on the 5. So GoPro needed to make this camera different enough to make people want to upgrade, and I think they did a really great job with adding features to make the 5 that much better. Starting with the resolution of the video. They've now given you the ability to record in 4K at 30 frames per second on this one. That's really the biggest addition for video, is the ability to record in 4K. There's a ton of different recording combinations in addition to the 4K. In fact, it's too many for me to rattle off, so we're just going to show you in this nifty graphic up here on the screen. And this is really great news for people who have a new 4K TV that they want to take more advantage of, and it also makes the camera a little more future-proof. The other big addition to the new camera is video stabilization. I almost think this was a more important upgrade than adding 4K as a video resolution option. Now, the people that are using these cameras are generally doing activities that involve moving around, so having the picture jumping all over the place can be a little tricky if you're trying to see what's actually going on in the video. But the downside, I guess if you want to call it that, would be that maybe it takes away a little of the first-person feeling of the videos, but if you want to feel the intensity of all those bumps and shakes, you can always turn that feature off. Now, it is a digital image stabilization, so it's going to cut off about 10% of the picture to make it shake a little bit less, so you will lose a little bit of your picture. And you can't use it when you're recording in 4K or at any frame rates higher than 60 frames per second. So you do want to keep that in mind if you're going to be using that feature. It is going to cut your picture off just a little bit, but it does a significant job improving the shaking on the screen. Now, the still camera has also been improved, so you're going to be able to take pictures at up to 10 megapixels, which is a bump up over the 8 megapixels on the original Session. Not only that, but you can also take a still picture while you're recording a video. That was a nice upgrade too. And GoPro's also added a night mode for still shots in darker situations and a night time lapse option. So a couple of other cool things that you can do with the upgraded HERO5 Session. So the last few things they did were kind of small tweaks, but they really improved the camera quite a bit, I think. One is they reduced the wind noise, which is great if it's going to be out in a windy environment. It's going to cut down on a lot of that wind noise and allow you to hear what's going on quite a bit better. The other is that they've added voice control to this. So if you have the camera in a spot that might not be easy to access, you can talk to the camera and tell it to start recording. which is, I think, a really cool function because you're not always going to have the camera in an easy spot to where you're going to be able to hit the record button and work all those functions. So that was really cool. And then the last thing was they improved the app. Now the app is called Capture. So you want to, if you're looking for the application to download onto your device, you're going to want to look for Capture. That's the one that's going to work with the new Hero 5 Session. That application was really, it was really useful. You can edit your videos, you can kind of frame a shot on the right on your phone screen, which is great. So you can make sure that you're getting exactly what you want in your video. The only thing I didn't particularly like about the app was that you have to set up an account for it, which just, it takes a little extra time. It's kind of annoying to have to go through that whole process, but you have to do that on just about anything that you download now anyways, so, or any of these new types of products. So it really, I guess, is not that big of a deal in the end. Actually, another cool thing about the app too is that you can upload your video footage right into the cloud once you've finished recording, which is a cool feature because that'll make sure you don't lose that footage. So that's really everything on the new GoPro Hero 5 Session. To sum it up, I really think it's worth the investment. I think they did enough for this one to make it worth spending the extra money on. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't really use their session all that much, if you're just maybe going on vacation every once in a while and you want to take it with to capture video, I don't know that upgrading to the Hero 5 Session is really going to be worthwhile. But if you're somebody who uses it a lot and are looking for that extra functionality, that extra flexibility, the 4K resolution, the Hero 5 Session is definitely going to be one that you want to check out. To see more details on this one, make sure you click in the link in the description below, and that'll tell you all about the camera. If you want to place an order, you can do that right from our website. Otherwise, we always appreciate you guys watching our videos. Have you had a chance to use one of these? What'd you think? Did you like the video footage? Did you like the new features? Do you think it's worthwhile? Any other camera that you think might be better than this, or any camera that you were replacing with this? We'd love to hear back from you in the comments below. As always, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube and see what we've got coming up next.